Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is day 28 of From Here to Jerusalem. I am in the yoga barn in a tiny place between Gragnamana, I can do it, and Waterford. Yes. Oh, and I slept like a log. Sean the Harper's inside. He's unpacked, and so is all my stuff. I put it all out. I'm on my own here. In this big space. I might make a little video of it later on. It is just beautiful. Like, it really is really beautiful. And so, yeah, where were we? So I've been sightseeing on the Copper Coast with Fiona and Tom. And they were looking after me and helping me get ready for the next part of the journey, the great unknown. I'm going to tighten this up a tiny bit. The great unknown. I'm hoping that this way the video quality is a tiny bit better. I'm still learning. Like, I know it is day 28. Is it day 28? Yeah, it's the 29th today. Uh, it's day 28, and I should be more on the ball. But you know what? I've got an entire year to sort all of this out. Uh, and oh, can you hear that? The birds. It's so lovely. So day 27, it was time for me to leave Waterford. So I had taken the lift between Clonmel and Dunhill, and we'd done walking and sightseeing for me to. Did I just hear the phone go? Da-ba-da-dee-dee? I did. That means the sound is on. Hang on. I'm going to put it off. Hang on. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Mom. Is that just a beautiful place? Like, there we go. Okay, now at least it's off. Off. There we go. So I on day 27 yesterday. Yeah. So the end of day. So day 26. Did I do an update yesterday? No, I didn't. I did an update. Yes. I keep thinking I have done stuff that I didn't do. Well, there's nothing new there either, I suppose. So, John the Harp is inside. I'm outside here, sitting in the sunshine. It is pretty early still. It's not early. I think it's 9:30 or 9 o'clock, something like that. The sun is coming out. From tomorrow onwards, the weather is not going to be as good anymore. It's going to be a little bit for the worse. Yeah, I taken the. So what happened was that I had taken the lift with Tom to go to Waterford because I wasn't happy walking, um, walking on over the route that I had already done in 2010, and then I wasn't happy doing a route that would lead me over the road that I had done in 2018, and I realized I wanted to do a new route. So I know I've told everybody that I'm going to be walking along the Barrow Way, Grand Canal, sorted. But then I needed to get from Waterford to the Barrow. Now the Barrow is the is the border between County Kilkenny and County Carlow. So that's where I'm heading now. So um, there was there was a couple cheesemakers, a cheesemaker and a girl, and his wife was working for the council in Herefordshire. Yes, that's right, right, Herefordshire, at the top of Wales. They were staying with Fiona and Tom as well. It was really, really nice meeting them. Oh my God, like Dutchie and me hears the word cheese, and I go, cheese, what kind of cheese? Hard cheese, soft cheese, cow, sheep, goat, what is it? And he works for a small cheesemaker to make goat cheese, both blue, both with a penicillin rind, so kind of typey brie, camembert kind of cheese, a type of blue cheese, and soft goat cheeses. So I'm like, oh yes, yes. And in the meantime, we're drinking lovely things like out of Fiona's winemaking and mead making barrels. It was very, very, very lovely. So not too much of a hangover. Oh, and it was King's Day as well in the Netherlands. So you know, anything to celebrate, anything. And yesterday morning, got up and it was time to say goodbye. It was so nice to be with Tom and Fiona. It really put my head straight. It gave me a little bit of time to really look at the route. I still, I think it is 6 days to the Grand Canal, and then it's another 3 or 4 days to walk into Dublin. So I'm giving it 12. I'm giving it 12 days. Um, I saw there is a couch surfing host and a trust routes host in Carlow. So Carlow is okay. Bagnallstown is the next thing I need to sort out. But I was already looking. Greg Namana. So tomorrow I'm heading for Greg Namana. Let me talk about it first. Sorry, Mom. I know I always do this. I jump the whole time. So I left Waterford, and I was getting company from a Dutch guy called Willem to walk out of uh, out of Waterford with me. He lives just literally across the shore, just over the county border in County Kilkenny. And so went to Waterford. Oh, and my shoes are just amazing. I'm so happy. I'm just so happy. So I bought a pair of regattas and Dermot in the regatta shop in Waterford. He he really helped me. He allowed me to try whatever I wanted, and I tried on. I actually I did listen to my friend Ricky, because he had said to me, "Oh, don't uh, don't buy shoes, buy boots." But I'm never sure about the boots. Like I don't know. Like sure, serious hill walking, but I'm heading for the rivers now. I'll be along rivers and just pathways for a good while now. It's yesterday I only walked road. So I tried on, and the boots were nice, but it was like the heels were a bit down. And then once I put on the shoes, the regatta shoes, I was like, ah, that feels really familiar. And my toes had space, and there was no, I didn't feel any funny duddy stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, fingers crossed, let's go do this. And I I walked 24 kilometers in the first day, and like poor Dermot, like he's making me walking up and down the stairs. He goes like, make sure now you walk him in. And I'm thinking, I'm not saying anything, but I know how this is gonna go. I have no time to walk them in. I have no time to break them in. I have to walk in them. That's it. And fingers crossed, the blisters won't be too bad. It's just the way it is right now. Like the other boots worm. Obviously, after 26 days, I really had made up my mind that they were not for me. So I go, yeah, yeah, thank you. Right? And he also gave me a really good deal on waterproof pants because that is the only thing that I've really still been missing. I really prefer the ponchos because they give shelter and they create for that they can have lots of movement. But my legs always get wet when it does get wet. So I learned something new as well. That if you have these like taped seams in your outerwear, that you should never fold it. you know. And so any good quality outerwear, rain gear with tapered seams, the seams that are fused together, you should never fold them up because that is where they become weak. So you stuff them into the stuff sack. You just stuff it. None of the neatness, not needed. Doesn't like it because whenever you fold it, the fold will it will just rub over and over and over. So it's better if you don't fold them and you just stuff them into the sack. Great, save me being tidy. So I'd walked backwards from Waterford to Kilmacthomas on the 26th, and it was a lot. I felt a little bit under pressure by the end of it, but I was making now that the shoes were comfortable. Suddenly, I am back, like walking properly, walking like yeah, at speed. Like I could feel my legs were going like, yeah, now we can walk. This is great. So yesterday morning, of course, it took a little while. I was thinking, oh, it would be great if I'd be out of there by 10 o'clock. But that didn't happen. That just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. I was there going like, no, having another cup of coffee. Uh, and then it was hard to say goodbye to Fiona and Tom. Like they have truly been like family. And I don't know, this trip, it's really hard all the time to say goodbye. It's really hard to let go. But I did. We made it into town by around 11 o'clock. And I'd asked Willem, could he come and meet me on the square under the googly eyes. The googly eyes were made by Tom, and the evening before they had hung up like butterflies and sunflowers, and he'd been sending me the photographs as they were being put up. Like, and that's what he does. Like the googly eyes, they were only supposed to be on the square for a few months, and they've been there all throughout the pandemic. Like I've been watching them on Facebook forever, and you know, it gives me so much joy, like stuff like that. Now Willem, turns out Willem retired two years ago to Ireland. He got his retirement, and yeah, he really wanted to come and live in Ireland. And he moved to Waterford of all places. And I said to him, like, really, what? Like, Dutch people, they tend to move to the southwest or the west coast, or either a bit more hippie, like County Clare, or like for work, it would be Dublin, or really remote, then it would be Donegal. But Waterford, I hadn't heard of Dutch people in Waterford yet. But then this is the thing: the reason I went to meet him is that I'm working on my prejudices, and as a Dutch person in Ireland, I've always been really prejudiced against Dutch people in Ireland. Just call me crazy, call me crazy. I was also raised with prejudice against the Germans, which is quite common in the Netherlands. But I have like a really good friend who lives in Berlin. I've got some really good German friends, and yet I still have prejudice against the German people. So this journey is I'm looking at these things. So on Facebook, I had asked, were there any Dutch people that wanted to meet me? and would be interested in meeting me. And Willem was one of those. And although originally I wasn't going to come through through Waterford, when I said to him, "Well, I am in Waterford, and I will be walking from Waterford," he went like, "Great." And he said, I told him about the route that I was heading for Gretna, and he said, "Oh, most likely we'll be coming by my house," which we did. And he lives in a two-bedroom apartment just over the county border. And then we walked on, and he's like a really interesting man. Like he was showing me he's involved with all the murals in Waterford, and there is a good few of them. Like, and some of them are really stunning. And this is a big project that they've been running with, and it's all different artists, and they all leave like their mark on the walls. Like one was very good, an English guy who is really into Japanese culture and pop culture, and it was just it had all the square. Although there were people in it, it was all kind of square. I really enjoyed it, and there was one on one of the hotels near the bridge, which is like birds and roses, very beautiful. There was a butterfly in there as well. Just really, and that was only finished like a few weeks ago. But they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And then there is another one, another artist, and he occupies himself with, the electricity, um, the cable. How do you call that? Cable. It's not cords. Like I don't know why I would, but like these places where all the cables are in for the telephone network and stuff. And he paints those. I don't know, like yes, on one hand, yes, and on the other hand, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know, but it's as a community thing, it's a really nice initiative, and he's very involved with that. Um, Now the other thing, so we went over the shore. We had a little bit over that big road, heading over the shore, and then we went up the hill, and we took the back road to he would walk with me for about 8 or 9 kilometers, and we're chatting away, and I'm thinking he's a perfectly nice man, but and it's really nice of him to offer to walk with me, but I'm wondering how, and we come to the place where he is going to turn. He tells me how involved he is in the community, and they have like a group for over 50s and 60s, and I'm thinking, oh man, like if I wouldn't be on this trip, yeah, I could potentially be part of these groups of over 50. I really I kind of went, no, like I feel 15. No, not 15, but definitely in my 20s somewhere. Not necessarily, wanting to join groups of people of my own age. I don't know, but it was nice. Like I've had this before with County Kilkenny. County Kilkenny it's very pretty, very lovely county. It's very rolling. It's nice, but that's not the right description. First coming out of Waterford, I'm thinking, yeah, okay, meet some goats and we're chatting away, and but at the point he is about to turn back, we see a little girl coming towards us with a granddad, I suppose, and she's waving. So I go, "Hello, little girl, how are you?" And then I hear the man say, "Hey, William, what are you doing here?" And he goes, "Hey, Ed, how are you?" I said, "Do you know each other?" And he goes like, "Yeah, uh, okay." And he says, "Yeah, no, we go to the dance and the music evenings together." I go, "Okay." I said, "Did you know that they lived here?" No idea. No idea. And I'm thinking, I understand why, why we've met and why we're having this little gander this way. Obviously, they had to meet and they had to find out a little bit more about each other. And the little girl is like really, really shy. She's like really, really shy. But she's waving, like, and I say, "Oh, look at you. Look at you. You're all grown up and look at how good you're walking." She's 2 years old and she was like bounding down the road. So he says, "Come on in for a cup of tea." And William is looking at me and I'm going like, "Yeah, listen, man, if somebody offers me tea, I don't turn it down." So we go in and I meet the wife and she says, "Wow, that's some pack like." And I say, "Yeah, it is." And he says, I said, "What does it look like?" And he said, "It looks like you're a wandering minstrel." I said, "I don't know how you guessed that." He said, "Is that all your camping gear?" I said, "No, not not just camping gear." I said, "It's closer to what you were saying." He said, "Is it a guitar?" I don't know. Up to now, all the time people say, "Is it a guitar?" How does a harp look like a guitar? Anyway, I said, "No, but the minstrel was coming really close." I said, "What was that song again?" And the wife says, "The minstrel boy." I said, That's it. And what does the minstrel boy play?" And she goes, "Oh, I don't, I think I was making her nervous." And she says, "Oh, I don't know." I said, "The minstrel boy to the war has gone. In the ranks of death you'll find him. His father's sword he has girded on, and his," and she goes, "wild harp." I said, "There's a harp in there." And the little girl is there, like going, and I'm thinking, I really want to play for the little girl. So I said, "I'll get it out." "No, no, no, don't bother." No, I said, I want to." So I'm there, and I played a few tunes, and then the neighbor came over, Tommy, the neighbor, and he wouldn't come into the kitchen. And in the meantime, the tea is out. Out come the ham sandwiches and the apple pie. And before I know it, she goes, "Would you like a piece of my Christmas cake?" I said, "Did you make it?" She said, "Yes." I said, "If you made it, I will eat the Christmas cake." It's a really nice Christmas cake. Oh, Irish people and their Christmas cake. It is just amazing. So playing some tunes and Tommy the neighbor is sitting in the next room. He won't come in. And I hadn't seen him because when he came in, I was playing. I was looking at the harp and looking inside. So I thought I have to say hello. So I stood in the doorway and I said, "Hello there, Mr. Neighbor. Lovely to meet you." And it says really like, you know, like the old farmers. And he's there, and we're talking about the route, and I crack a joke to William. I said, "Monasteravin, you know, the only reason Monasteravin is famous for is because it was in the news in 1975 for weeks on end. Like it was the main news of that year. A Dutch guy got kidnapped by the IRA, um, and Tommy knew his name. He knew all about the story, and he knew what they'd done to him, and he knew how the story had ended, and then suddenly he says, "So you're going to Palestine?" I said, "Yeah, I'm heading for Jerusalem. Yeah, I'm heading for that part of the world." I said, "Do you want to come with me? Do you want to come with me?" And he says, "I would love to go to the Holy Land now." I said, "Well, you know, you've got a half an hour to pack your bags. You can come with me." He said, "I would love to walk around there." I said, "Would you like to walk there?" He goes, "Oh no, maybe not walking there, but definitely walk around there." I said, "Well, if you come when I'm there, you know, we can walk it together." And he's kind of looking at me. And I said, "I'm going to play you a song." And I played him a song and a tune. And I stopped playing. And I looked up and I look at him. And he says, "Sure, your heritage must be Irish." And I said, "No, no, it's not. It really isn't. I maybe in spirit sometimes, you know, and yes, I've definitely been adopted by my part of the world, but you know, West Cork. But no, no," he said, "no, you must have Irish blood." I said, Tommy, I'm very sorry, but I don't. I don't know. And there was this little thing that happened between us. It was really, really special. And he says, I'll be praying for you now. God bless you. You know, be safe on your way. That was really touching. And the Christmas cake was really good. Then it was really time to go because I'd hoped to be here in the yoga barn before classes because I was kind of thinking, oh, wouldn't it be lovely to be in a yoga class? Um, so Willem turned around and went back to Waterford, and I moved on, and then the rest of the road was all uphill, and I was sweating it out, like I was really sweating it out, and I could feel it again, like I'm over this road, and there's the hills, and there was a bit of forestry there for a while, but it was much greener than the world I've been walking through. Very green, lots of bird song, really magical. And then I turned onto this small road. Then I found a blister. I did find a blister on my right foot. And I mean, that was bound to happen. Like I did nearly 50 kilometers in 2 days with the pack. Um, but I'm thinking, do you know what? That's nothing compared to the pain that I've been having. And I was comfortable walking the whole way up. And then you come to the top, and I turned, and you walk past all these farms and the young cattle in the fields, and I could feel the freedom again. Like it was just coming from the outside in and from the inside out. It was a lovely feeling. Now, initially, I had thought to come up from the left and then go over the N704. But when I looked at the map, I thought, yeah, that bit over the 704, it is quite long. I didn't want to do 2 or 3 kilometers on that R road. It's R704. Because the all the traffic is over small roads here. So I thought, then the R roads really get quite fast. Now, if there's a relief road around somewhere, an N road, people will take the larger roads. But the R road is the biggest road coming through this part. So I thought, I'll go down, take the other one. I come to the bottom of the hill and I look up and I think, oh, what have I done? I had like another kilometer and the road literally was this, like this. Going, no, oh no, here we go again. And it was tough, like the last kilometer was tough. But then it was done. Then I got it done. It was done. And you walk up here, like it's a tiny little L road, and you walk down into this old stone village. And Tim came to meet me because classes had already started, and he said, "Well, this is where you stay, and this is that's what you're looking at." So I'm staying in the building here, and the yoga studio is behind me, and there's all these stone buildings, and they've been doing it up for the past 18 years. So it's one of those lifelong projects that's ongoing, and there is a there's a labyrinth on that side, which I'm going to walk now after I'm done with this. Yeah, I have to say, I was just gobsmacked. I had a cup of tea, and then Hillary came in and she said, would I play for Shavasana, the end of the yoga class? So I went in. Sure, I was a tiny bit out of tune at the top, but it was really nice. And I'm just so lucky, you know. I'm just so lucky. And it was really good to have a few hours for myself. So all this stuff that has been in my bag, it's kind of been collecting and compacting. So I've put it all out over the table, and I'm going to see is there anything else that I haven't used and I don't need anymore, and I'll dispose of it, send it home, or give it a new place. And now I need to decide: do I go on today? I really would like to spend a little bit of time with Hillary, and tomorrow is not going to be as good a day as today, so I would like to maybe move on. But I have another hour or two before I need to decide. So yeah, that's uh, that's me. Next, next stop, so Greg Namana, and then I need to decide: do I do a really short day and go to Boris, or do I go on to Banglestown? And from Banglestown to Carlow, I can do in a day. That's no problem at all. That'll be a lovely. I've done that walk before. I'm looking forward to it. It's about 24, 25 kilometers, but it'll be on the flat. Now the weather is going to get a little bit worse, but I'm not feeling worried about it. I'm not having that feeling that I had in Mill Street. Not at all. Like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling very positive. I'm really looking forward to being next to water. I'm really looking forward to the rest of my walk in Ireland, actually. Um, so Carlow, and then I'll go to Athy. Athy, I'll head for Monasterevin. And I think it's then 1.5 day to not Johnstown, it's Robertstown. Which is bizarre, isn't it? Robertstown. It's such a non-Irish name. But Thomastown is the same thing. Here you have like this mixture of like really Gaelic Gaelic names like Guelga, and like the monastery names, and then the rest of it is like really English. Thomastown, Johnstown, Robertstown, and then we have the canal, of course, the Grand Canal. I'm looking forward to that as well. So I'm going to get in touch with Tom, who I met in Clonmel, because he works in Athy, and I think they have a place there for me to play, which would be very good to do. And then I also got a phone call from the Presentation Sisters in Dublin, and I'm welcome to stay with them for a night in Blanchardstown, and they're going to see, can they get some Camino people together. We can have a bit of an evening, which I'm also really looking forward to. Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really happy. So I'm going to make myself another cup of tea. I'm going to walk the what is it? Language gone. I spoke to my daughter yesterday. She's very stressed with exams. For now, I'm just going to enjoy this here, right now. Maybe I'll show you around a little bit, and then we'll call it a day. And Mom, I love you, yeah? So here we are. So this is the barn. We'll go inside. I'll come and get my cup there in a second. And then the hallway. You have your trees and stuff. So all of these are they're all part of the old place now. There we go. This is the main room. There's all my stuff on the table. Ta-da. Sean the harp. Hello, Shawnee. I might take you out for a little bit. So there is a lovely little stove and a daybed kitchen with everything that you need. So Hillary runs yoga retreats here. Through that door is a toilet, and then the yoga studio is on that side. And then upstairs, that is where I've been sleeping, in that room there. And there is a little sitting area up here as well. So it is really, really, really lovely here. And I assume there is another bedroom in there as well. So here we have so there's a lot of space for relaxation. There you go. Amazing, right? It's pretty stunning. So this is where I've been for the night. Yeah. So now that's it for me for today, day 28 of from here to Jerusalem. And yeah, tomorrow is another day. I'm going to go do the I'm going to do a bit of mindfulness. I might do a bit of stretching, a bit of playing, and then either I head off or I stay another night. I don't know yet. I'd like to have a little bit more time with Hillary. And yeah, thank you very much for being here with me. I look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow or tonight or tomorrow. And until then, don't do anything I wouldn't do. This is day 28 of From Here to Jerusalem. And I'm Anya. And that is, of course, Sean the Harp with his bag and all my stuff. Thank you for being here with us. And there we go. Now, how do you end this then? Oh yeah, there.